Welcome back to another Kelowna's Good Stuff adventure. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Why not? Sounds good, I think. Anyway, today's Canada Day, and it's been 3 long years since we've been able to come out together like a community, and here we are. Little did I know, today wasn't exactly going to go according to plan. But first, let's talk about the hair. Let's get that one out of the way. It's been about a month now, and I gotta admit, I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. It's a little bit different, but I am happy with it. I certainly don't miss it. Glad it's all gone. I do have some maintenance concerns I got to figure out still. I kind of reckon most of it's going to be based on, it'll probably like a once a month type hair cutting regime if I want to maintain it. I'm not exactly against that, but I got to make sure I got the resources to be able to do that with. The other day I went to go shave this part here, or put it back nice and small again, or short, and ironically enough, that's when my razor decided to kick the bucket, so I had to go out and get another one. But that was a funny story in of itself, because I went to Costco thinking if the last one I bought some 15 years ago or 10 years ago or whatever it was, I paid like $35 for it at Costco. I was like, you know what, if it's under 40, I'm just going to get it. It was under 40, it was like 37 or something, so I got a new one. Anyway, I could deal with this now, which is good. But back to the Canada Day stuff. I did have some tech issues. Long story short, I think it's my batteries. They're old and they need to be replaced, but they're not cheap. They're $100 a piece, and I have 3 of them, and I don't think that's enough for doing an all-day event. I actually had to come home and charge up a battery and kind of make do and whatnot. I think if I had like 4 or 5, it'd be good, but that's something I have to invest into just to keep this one kind of going for longer term investments. Ideally, I'd like to get a Lightning truck, a Ford Lightning. I'd be able to charge all my batteries and do all that stuff. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. I'm not truck shopping right now. But I did have some issues with my camera, and it wasn't an all-day persistent thing, but it was enough to kind of cause a bit of a concern. So one of the story bits that I wanted to do was a bit of a montage of people just, happy Canada Day and whatever else, just find groups of people, families, whatnot, get them together and just, if they wanted to say something, they could say something, but mostly just a quick, like, we're here, and if I had like a half a dozen to a dozen of those, I think they'd be cool to kind of like blah, 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 blah. So anyway, the first family that I approached, I was underexposed initially, right? So I got this weird, unusable video, essentially. And when I went to hit record again, it was telling me it was basically a memory card issue. I don't think it's the memory card, it's the batteries, right? But so basically I had to fake it. I didn't want to, disappoint them. I was like, okay, so I, pretended we got the shot, and I told them what I was going to do with it. And they were excited about that, and then we kind of parted ways. And then I kind of went, okay, what the hell's wrong? I swapped out my memory cards. That did solve the issue. So maybe it is the memory cards, but I don't think it is. And then I kind of continued on throughout the day, just getting B-roll and things that I can kind of try to get. Now, one of the story bits that I knew going into the day that I didn't have it prepared in advance. I would really like to get some interviews of, probably one of them would be like the organizers of the event and just kind of their 2 cents on, welcoming back, and, it's been a while and that sort of thing. And then through that, who else might be good to talk to that would have something, to say about Canada Day that is part of Canada Day, in a sense. Now, I did try to, I didn't get it. I tried to get some in the Prospera place when they're doing that, but I wasn't set up in time. I don't have it. So in essence, what I have is I have a lot of B-roll of the day, and I have to basically improvise with that in some way that still fits and works, but I'm still sleeping on them. So I don't exactly have what I wish I had, but I have enough that I should have something eventually. So in the meantime there, look forward to that. One of the things that I am missing throughout all this is I didn't have any media passes. I don't even have my own branding, and ideally, I wish I had my own T-shirt, you know, Kelowna's good stuff or whatever, and even business cards ready to hand out. So that way, I could be recognized as somebody that's doing something fun and awesome, creating a video project. Because I know people get on board with that. People do like that. But when you're just a guy, you know, running around with a camera, you're just a guy running around with a camera. So I do got to solve that. Another thing that I really wish I had was a second person, because there's so many like little stories that I'd love to be able to get. You know, people eating food or whatever. Yeah, you could get the ninja shot from a distance of somebody, maybe perhaps, and maybe, you know, I didn't get a lot of those anyway. But ideally, I'd like to be able to like chase the actual story. You know, like find somebody that would like to be a part of that, right? Say like let's use a food truck example. You know, we show them in line, not in line, like at the front of the line, ready to make the order. They make the order, they order the food. We step aside, we watch them eat the food, we put them, you know, in whatever. But we also get some B-roll of the food being made, you know. So this is also a collaboration with the food truck. So if it's like donuts, let's get a close-up shot of the donuts, you know, cooking or something, you know, and that would be like a little micro, could be 20 seconds or whatever it might end up being as like a little story within the story of Canada Day. But unfortunately, in order for me to do that, I would need, you know, the credentials to set, ideally with a food truck in this example, set that up in advance, or I could probably do that the day of. That wouldn't be too hard. But it would be at least two people to do that. One person operating the camera and taking care of all that, well, the second person is kind of directing and being part of the story to, you know, doing the talking bits, because they're two different fields. When you're behind the camera, you're thinking like numbers and crunching like exposure and focus, and yeah, you know, you're aware of the story so you can capture it, but you're not like stories warm stories about the story. Like when you watch video, you don't care about who's, you know, behind the scenes. You care about the story itself. And so we need somebody that can be, you know, I need somebody that can be, even myself, you know, I need a team. But in any case, though. So other than that, look forward to it. It should be coming out soon, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what I got until I can, you know, actually finish it. So take care and have a good one.